Indeed, indeed. And that's half the battle is allaying people's fears. I mean, I'm a huge believer, as I said, I'll reiterate what I said before the break, which is it's my belief that we're put here, our purpose, everyone's purpose, is to enhance the lives of everyone we encounter, however we can do that. And half the battle is the person who's standing in front of you has a tremendous amount of trepidation around who they are, what they're doing, who cares, who, whatever. And again, it goes back to this embodiment of consciousness in a skin bag. Everybody's wearing a skin bag. And so, as a fellow skin bag wearer, I can say to you with an absolute degree of confidence that just, the skin bag thing, the ego, that like voice in your head, that relentless, nasty, loud voice in your head that talks shit, that says bad things to you. That's just because it's the loudest voice in the room doesn't mean you need to listen to it. If only for a moment you can tell that voice to shut ya, shut ya gub, something else will come up and something else that's more meaningful. And so, in our capacity as life enhancers, we also have the ability to help that person standing in front of us overcome the limitations of the skin bag and see themselves in a different light. And so that's a gift. It's a gift, and it's an ability for sure. But beyond that, it's really a gift, and it's a gift that lasts a lifetime for us who are doing it, and for the person who's standing in front of us. And it's not about perceiving it as such. It's about quietly knowing it to be so. Know what I mean? Your own magnificence. Or the reflection in the mirror, something outside of themselves or what they see in a mirror. I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm not enough this, I'm not enough that, particularly women. And that's the skin bag, man. It's you got to go deeper below that, because that's just everybody has one. Who cares? Some are brown, some are white, some are yellow, some are wrinkly, some are smooth, like whatever, man. Who cares? What's inside of that? And that's what we're deprogrammed to perceive. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I got to tell you, Faye, what other people think of you is none of your business. And we're all so wrapped up like, oh, and what a blah, 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 blah. Hey, guess what? No, no, no. Stop. Time out. What other people think of you is none of your damn business. Who cares? Why, what is that? Absolutely. But I mean, absolutely, absolutely. And to speak to your earlier question of, where does that come from? That comes from voices in our childhood that are archaic. Now we're grown-ups, right? We got kids, we've got families, we've got jobs, we have all this other stuff going on. But that insistence on what'll the neighbors think? What'll the this? What'll the that? Why should I care? Those are all messages we receive as children from our influencers, who are our parents and our family and our teachers and the clergy. And I'm not like aiming a rifle at Christianity per se, but I am aiming a rifle at religious dogma, which teaches us things that no longer apply to humanity. Perhaps at one time they were germane and they served a purpose, but in the modern world they no longer do, and they've never been things designed to help us flourish and thrive. They're always things to keep us controlled and obedient and within certain parameters. Okay, well, that doesn't serve us as individuals or as humans, and that mindset is no longer applicable in the modern world. And yet, as adults, we live within those parameters that were imposed on us as children. So again, it's an issue of looking inside. You have to be very self-aware, you have to cultivate self-awareness and an analytical mindset of like, from whence did this come? Like, where did this come from? Who is this talking to me? Where is this voice coming from? And getting a handle on that and being able to pass it through ourselves so that we can move forward, right? And to stop, I mean, in a way, it's like arrested development of living in the past, living as chronological adults, but as figurative children. And who would want that? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. And that's a big ask for a lot of people. I understand the resistance to change is another element of human nature. Fear of the unknown is a huge element of human nature, and yet when you look around you, I've asked people, as you asked me, your first question, one of your first questions to me was who influenced you as a child, right? Inspired you and influenced you. Uh, 9 times out of 10, when you ask people that question, they talk about people who have broken out of those bounds that we've just outlined. They're people who have busted through that. They're iconoclasts. They're people who've made their own way in the world that the masses look up to. Somebody like Nelson Mandela, let's say, who masses of people look up to and go, oh my God, he's phenomenal. He's so inspiring. He's so amazing. He's so made my day. And they never go deeper than that of like, well, why is that? Why is he different from you? How is he different from you? What has he done with his life that you have not or are not doing with yours? We don't want to go there. But that's what it takes. You got to go there and make that analogy so that you can do the same thing. Yeah. Absolutely. So it's a total choice. Safe and miserable or unsafe and exhilarated. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Lady or the tiger? Come on. You know that, do you guys have that story in Australia? Lady or the tiger? What's it going to be? Safe and miserable or exhilarated in the unknown? And that's a big ask. I understand what a big ask that is. Absolutely. Unexplored territory or a nugget that was buried in the sand that all of a sudden the tide goes out and is revealed. And more often than not, that's an epiphany. That's a thing that happens in an instant. It's not a life, as a coach, I deal with this every day. People who have this perception that it's a long haul of like hard work and slogging. It isn't. Insight, it's instant. It's an instant change in your perception that's permanent and life changing. It's called cosmic bitch slap. Accidental discoveries, compliments of the universe. You can get that at the link I've provided. Well, I have a link I can provide, and I've provided it to you. That there's a pre-order link for that book that you can get your own copy. Outstanding, outstanding. Oh my goodness, yes. Well, it's basically a memoir of how I woke up and smelled the coffee, if you will. So, yes, woke up and smelled the, well, maybe that's an American saying. It's very common in America. Wake up and smell the coffee, sister. That means yeah, yeah. Indeed. Indeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wake up and smell the coffee. My website is cosmicbitchslap.com, and there's an opportunity to say hey, drop me a line. There's an opportunity to learn about me. There's an opportunity to learn about my coaching programs. There's an opportunity to pre-order the book, and all you have to do is Google Cosmic Bitch Slap, and you'll be taken to my website. And there's a hyphen between bitch and slap. A bitch slap is a hyphenated word. have a conversation with me. Come to my website and have what I call a Gen Chat. Have a conversation with me where we can talk about your heart's desire, what you're bringing to the party, what your strengths are, and how to best pursue them to get ahead in that world. Because the competition is steep, and so it's to your advantage to have all your ducks in a row, and I can certainly help you with that.